Hello students, I am Dr. Pooja, Assistant Professor in Geology. Today we are going to discuss the topic type study of herd mania. Now, before going to study the herd mania, I want to show you the video of the herd mania or seascape. Here you can observe this emerging seascape with two openings that are branchial aperture and atrial aperture. You can also see the other hydromanias in the water, like here these. You can observe how they open and how they close their openings. This is the beautiful scene here. That we can observe. Here you can see that how water is coming out through its opening. वाओ आपने देखा होगा किस तरीके से इसमें जो वाटर है दैट वाज गोइंग आउटसाइड फ्रॉम इट्स बॉडी बस अ ब्यूटीफुल सीन आई थिंक यू लाइक दिस वीडियो पसंद आई होगी आप नाउ द क्लासिफिकेशन द हर्ड मानिया बिलोंग्स टू फाइलम कोर्डेटा subphylum Urochordata. The main characters of Urochordata are test and presence of notochord in larval tail. Then class Acidicea means having pharyngeal gill slits, and then subclass Pleurogona having many gonads, and the genus is Herdmania. Now next are the general characters of Herdmania. Commonly it is called seascape and it is found in marine water, generally found attached to rocks in shallow water. It is sedentary, means it is not able to move. It is ciliary feeder, means it feeds with the help of its cilia. It's a hermaphrodite animal, means having both the sexes in its body. The fertilization takes place externally. Its development includes a larva. That's why its development is called indirect development. It is pinkish in color and it undergoes retrogressive metamorphosis. Retrogressive metamorphosis means its larva is more advanced as comparison to the adult. So the more advanced larva changes into less advanced adult. Now the external characters. The shape looks like a purse or potato and it is having pinkish color with red patches. Now its body is divided into many two parts, the body proper and other one is the foot. The body proper is having the branchial aperture on the branchial siphon. It is like its mouth. Now it is also having an atrial aperture toward this end on the atrial siphon. This elongated part is atrial siphon and commonly bordered by the forelips. The lower portion, it is its foot. It is dirty and rough. Next is orientation. The side towards branchial aperture, this side is called its anterior side and side opposite to it is the posterior side. And side towards the atrial aperture. This is it is its dorsal side, and its opposite to this is its ventral side. Now about its test or tunic. The main character of herd mania is its test. It is made up of tunicin chemical. That's why it is also called tunic. Now, this tunic or test is thick, leathery, translucent covering, and it is secreted by the epidermis layer. The components of test are these are first is matrix. The matrix is a gelatinous substance, and it is formed of tunicin polysaccharide. Next is corpuscles, means blood cells. These cells have been derived from the layer mesoderm. Interlacing fibrils, it is having fibers like smooth muscle fibers that form a network. Then the blood vessels, these are the blood vessels. These form network and end in bulb-like dilations, and these dilations are called its vascular ampullae. The function of these vascular ampulles are: number one, this act as tactile organ, means it sense the touch. Second, it also act as accessory respiratory organ. Mean the function of vascular ampullae is also a respiratory organ. Means it also help in the respiration. Now the another part of the test is spicules. The spicules are megascleres and microscleres. Here we can see the corpuscles in the test of herd mania. The corpuscles are the large eosinophil cells, amoebocyte cells, small eosinophil cells, small eosinophilous cells. These are vacuolated cells. All these are the vacuole inside it. And this is granular cells. These are the small granules that are present in it. And nerve cell. The nerve cell is having nucleus and the granular cytoplasm. Now the spicules of herd mania. The spicules of herd mania are of mainly two types, megascleres and microscleres. The megascleres are long spicules. These may be spindle shaped. This is the spindle shaped, and these may be pipette shaped. And these megascleres occur in its chest, body wall, and in viscera. Whereas the microscleres, these are smaller in structure, having 40 to 80 micron in length, and this is present only in the chest region. The functions of spicules are: first, they support the chest. Second, they protect the animal from the predators. And third, they fix the mantle with the chest. ये chest से mantle को fix करते हैं. Now, the body wall of the herd mania. The body wall of herd mania is also called mantle. This is thick, muscular in the anterior dorsal region, whereas thin, non-muscular, transparent in the posterior ventral region. And it comprises three layers. First layer is its epidermis. It is single layer of cells, and it generally covers the branchial and atrial apertures and siphons. Means branchial और atrial aperture और उनके जो siphons हैं वहाँ पर ये epidermis present होती है. Second is mesenchyme layer. The mesenchyme layer develops from the mesoderm layer. This layer is having connective tissue containing muscle fibers. These muscle fibers are long, flat with large nuclei. And third one is the inner epidermis layer. This layer is single layer of flat cells and this form the lining of atrial cavity. Now what is atrium? It is a spacious ectoderm lined cavity that is enclosed by the mantle. So atrium एक ऐसी cavity है that is lined by ectoderm and it is enclosed by which layer? Mantle layer. The functions of the body wall are they protect visceral organs. इसके जो अंदर जो organs होते हैं हर्डमानिया के अंदर उनको हम विसरल ऑर्गन्स कहते हैं, उसका प्रोटेक्शन करती है बॉडी वाल. और जो इसकी आउटर एपिडर्मिस होती है दैट इज आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ बॉडी वाल जिसको हम बोलते हैं एपिडर्मिस दैट सिक्रेट द टेस्ट. वो टेस्ट को सिक्रेट करती है, टेस्ट बनाती है. एंड थर्ड वन इज द मस्कुलेचर. इट्स मस्कुलेचर ब्रिंग्स द कॉन्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ इट्स बॉडी एंड द साइफन्स. सो दीज आर द फंक्शंस ऑफ इट्स बॉडी वाल. Now we will discuss the digestive system of Herdmania. The digestive system of Herdmania mainly includes two parts, that is alimentary canal and another one is digestive glands. In alimentary canal, what is alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is a structure from mouth to anus. A pipe-like structure from mouth to anus. So the parts of alimentary canal are the mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestine, rectum and anus. All these are the parts of alimentary canal. And the digestive glands. Digestive glands mainly comprises liver and pylori gland. These two are the glands which help in the digestion. Now we'll discuss the one by one. First is mouth. Here the mouth, this is branchial aperture. The mouth here is branchial aperture that is present on the branchial siphon. So it is an opening of branchial siphon which help in the inhaling of water current. Means from this branchial aperture it takes the food material that which is present in the water. And here the sphincter muscles are present. These muscles help in the contraction and relaxation of its branchial aperture. Now this branchial aperture leads into the buccal cavity. This part, this is the buccal cavity. The detail of buccal cavity we will see in this diagram. Here we can see the branchial aperture that is regulated by the muscles which are called sphincter muscles, which regulate the opening of this branchial siphon, and this leads into the buccal cavity. This buccal cavity, it is also called stomodium. It is short, narrow and laterally compressed. Branchial sphincter, this is buccal cavity. Branchial sphincter regulates its opening and this is having 64 tentacles. इसके अंदर buccal cavity में 64 tentacles होते हैं that act as a strainer. Means छानने का काम करते हैं. strainer, they allow entry of microscopic food particles into the pharynx. So जो branchial tentacles हैं, these are the tentacles. These tentacles act as a strainer that filter the water and allow only entry of microscopic food particles into the pharynx region. Now we will study the pharynx region. This all part, that is this all part is the pharynx region. It is the largest part of the alimentary canal. This pharynx region is mainly divided into two parts. Peribranchial zone and branchial sac. This is also called prebranchial zone. This part, this is the prebranchial zone, and another part from here to here, all this is the branchial sac. This prebranchial zone, it is the smaller anterior region of the, this one, it is the smaller anterior region of the pharynx. It is separated by the branchial sac region by peripharyngeal bands. These are the peripharyngeal bands. ये जो पार्ट है यहाँ से हम देख रहे हैं, दिस इज द पेरीफेरेंजियल बैंड. इससे जो प्री ब्रांकियल रीजन है और जो ब्रांकियल रीजन है वो क्या है, सेपरेटेड होता है, और इन बैंड्स पर सीलिया प्रेजेंट होते हैं. एंड दिस द मूवमेंट ऑफ दिस सीलिया हेल्प इन द, means you can say the food particles drawn from this peribranchial region to branchial region. And in the posterior side, this one here, this is dorsal lamina is present on the dorsal side, and on the ventral side the endostyle is present, and dorsal tubercle is present in front of this dorsal lamina. Now branchial sac, it is the largest basket-like region in the posterior part of the pharynx. It has many gill slits, numerous gill slits. These are, it is having numerous gill slits, and each side has about 2 lakh stigmata. The gill slits are also called stigmata, and these stigmata bear long cilia called lateral cilia. Now the dorsal lamina. This one is the dorsal lamina. Dorsal lamina, it is a thin flap, or you can say it a fold, suspended from dorsal border of roof of branchial sac. मीन्स जो ब्रैंकियल सैक है इसकी रूफ से एक फ्लैप लाइक स्ट्रक्चर वो सस्पेंडेड होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डोर्सल लैमिना. इट इज आल्सो कॉल्ड हाइपर pharyngeal band, and it has 20 to 30 tongue like processes. This is having 20 to 30 tongue like processes, conical. These are called languids. What is the function of these languids? These convert mucus laden food into chord. Chord means bowl like structure of the food. That is, it converts mucus laden food into the chord. Now next is endostyle. Endostyle, as I have told you, that this is present on the ventral side. This is a longitudinal ciliated groove on the ventral side of the pharynx that produce mucus to gather food particles. Means this is a structure that is present on the ventral side of the pharynx and which produces mucus to gather food particles. This endostyle have 5 longitudinal ciliated tract with 4 longitudinal tract of mucus secreting cells. Now we can see it in the diagram also. This is the transverse section of the endostyle. Here we can see this is the median cilia, and these are the lateral cilia that are present on the ciliated epithelium, and this is glandular epithelium. The function of glandular epithelium is to secrete the mucus. So this is the TS of endostyle. Now again, from, as I have discussed, the food particles goes from branchial aperture to the buccal cavity, branchial aperture to the buccal cavity, then they goes into the pharynx region, and after pharynx region the food goes into the esophagus. The esophagus, it is a short, thick walled, curved tube that leads into the stomach. It also has ciliated grooves to direct the food into the stomach. After this is stomach. This is the extended structure. This is the stomach. This stomach is thin walled tube. The stomach is thin walled tube and it is surrounded by liver. Left and right lobe of the liver are present around the stomach. In stomach, the digestion takes place with the help of the secretion of the liver. The liver secrete enzymes amylase, protease and lipase. Amylase digests the starch, protease digests the proteins and lipase digests the fats and lipids. So here the digestion takes place. After stomach, the food goes into the digested, half digested food, or you can say the semi digested food goes into the intestine. This is the intestine. Now we can see that the intestine, it is thin walled and U-shaped structure, U-shaped tube. Here the digestion takes place with the help of secretion of pyloric gland. Pyloric gland is a structure that acts like a pancreas of the vertebrates. Here in the intestine, the food is digested as well as absorbed. And the food which is undigested, means undigested food, that goes into the rectum, stores for some time and then finally open via the opening called anus. So this was the digestive system of the Herdmania. A small, again we can view here. First the food goes into the mouth, that is the branchial aperture, then into the buccal cavity, then into the pharynx. As I told you that the pharynx has been divided into two parts, peribranchial zone and branchial zone. Then food goes into the esophagus. It is a short, thick walled curved tube and have ciliated grooves that direct the food into the stomach. The stomach is a thin walled tube. Digestion occurs here by the secretion of the liver. Now in the liver has enzymes. It is a digestive gland. It has the enzymes amylase, protease to digest the starch, protease to digest the proteins and lipase to digest the lipids and fats. And then food goes into the semi-digested food goes into the intestine. It is a thin wall U-shaped tube and here it receives the secretion of pyloric gland. This pyloric gland act like pancreas of vertebrates. Now digested food is absorbed in the intestine and the undigested food, it is removed by the rectum, then into the via the anus. So this was all about the digestive system of the Herdmania. Thanks.